and welcome to Cooking with Candela. Okay, here we go. Today we're gonna do Cuban coffee. Now, Cuban coffee, some people say it's like legal speed, that you start drinking this thing, it'll be bouncing off the walls in no time at all. Anyway, it's heavy on sugar, and it's like espresso on steroids, if you will. So you serve it in a little coffee cups like so, like this one here, or you have this little. This is how much you're supposed to drink. Okay, so one of those, or a little bit one of these. So here's what you're gonna need to make the original Cuban, good Cuban coffee. Number one, we start off with a coffee. I use Café Bustelo. Café Bustelo, for my taste, is much better than the other brands that they have. But anyway, so you need Café Bustelo. These you can get, Walmart, some of these, any store that has a Spanish section. You need sugar here, water, this is gonna be your Cuban, it's like a Cuban coffee pot, they call it espresso. But anyway, so you make Cuban coffee with this. What you do is you unhook it here, you undo it, you put the coffee in here and you put the water in here. I'll show you that here momentarily. Then we're gonna need a spoon to put all the ingredients in. We're gonna need a clear cup. It doesn't have to be clear. I use clear so that way you can see how things work out with this thing, with a Cuban coffee. Because here what we're gonna just put the sugar in here, and we're gonna like mash down a little bit of the coffee. I'll show you that when we get there. And then we have these little espresso cups, Cuban, we call it Cuban coffee cups. And then these little pill thingies here that are how you drink coffee. Now this is the easy way to do this. In Cuba, we used to use what we call una coladera. So this is what in Cuba what we used to do is you would have a ring around here with a base, and then what you would do is you put your Cuban coffee in here, you pack it down good, and then you would come with hot water. I mean, that you wouldn't be using this pot. You come with a pot of hot water, and you put it in there, and then you have another pot in the bottom to collect it. And then once you have it in there, then you get used to get your spoon and pack it down real good, get as much coffee as you can out of there. And then once it cools off a little bit, you can actually squeeze it. That's the way it was done in the old country. That's when I grew up doing it this way. So anyway, but we're in the United States of America, thank God, and we're doing it this way. But anyway, you can get this a lot easier than you can get any of that other stuff. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna fill up with water. Remember, this is like a little pressure percolator. So we got this thing here, so we're gonna put water. So this is basically what you have here. You see that little dot back in here? That's where your pressure comes out. So you don't want to cover that up because then it'll get clogged up and water starts coming out of there. Okay, so now we have that there, the water. Now we're gonna put your this is where the coffee goes. Okay, so now we're gonna get the coffee, Café Bustelo. And we're gonna slowly put it in here. Now some people don't like to pack it. I like to pack it because it makes it stronger. And good Cuban coffee should be strong. So anyway, we'll put it in there, and then we'll just pack it lightly. I mean, we're not gonna put a lot of pressure in it, but we want to pack it lightly so it comes out nice and strong. Okay, so there we go. So now what we have here is we're gonna clean this thing off here, and we're gonna screw this the top back on. Now there's one trick to this thing here. I need to explain this to you. When it starts percolating, you want to leave this thing open here in the stove. And when you get the first part, we'll show it to you as a video as it starts to perk. when it starts percolating, you get the first few drops, and we'll have the sugar already. And here we're gonna use 3 tablespoons of sugar. You're gonna have the tablespoons of sugar in there, and as soon as we get the first part of it, we're gonna put it in the sugar, and then we're gonna mash it together, and you'll see how that works. Okay, let's get this thing going. Okay, so now here we're gonna come back and put 3 tablespoons of sugar in here. You can use brown sugar, you can use, this is just white granulated sugar. So that's all, this is all we need for that for now. And now what we do is wait for the percolator to do its thing. It shouldn't take too long, because remember, here we're cooking with Candela, we're cooking with fire. This is not an electric stove. So it's usually a lot quicker than if you would be doing electric stove. So now you gotta have this thing handy, and just keep an eye on it. When it first starts the water starts to boil, it starts to perk up, the coffee's gonna be coming out through here, through the very top part. Okay, here is our collection of different espresso coffee pots, or Cuban coffee pots. We go from the little smallest one down here. This is actually, this little one belonged to my mother. So I have that one with the blue thing up on top, belonged to my mother, and that I'm gonna give to my son once I'm gone. And then here is our collection of Cuban coffee pots, our Cuban coffee cups. Okay, now here you can see a little bit where it's beginning to perk up a little bit, right, that much. Now we're gonna put some in here. Put a little bit of the very beginning. Okay, now we set it down. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stir this. Just with a little bit of coffee. And what this is gonna do, actually what this little coffee is doing in here, that little bit of coffee that we put in there, what it does is kind of roasts, if you will, the sugar a little bit. Okay, now what's gonna happen also when we do this thing here is after whenever that finishes percolating, we're gonna put the coffee in here, and this will give you like a real roasted coffee taste, and it's gonna be like a foam up on top, like a head on a beer, if you will. It'll give you like a little foam up on top, and it's almost like roasted coffee. It tastes very good, very sweet. Let me see how we're doing along here. It's still percolating. Okay, now you can hear it perking. You can see that it's already all the way up. Now what we're gonna do is, of course, turn off the stove, and we're gonna put it in here. See, now you stir it. Now this is high octane stuff. This is Cuban legal speed. You drink a cup of this, if you're not used to it, you'll be up tomorrow morning and until tomorrow night. But you see what I mean about the little foam up here? So that's how you that's what you want. Okay, so here we go. I put it in a measuring cup because it's easier to pour. They do have these little things that I left it up there. I didn't bring it down. I should have. Anyway, so again, I don't drink it with this. What you do is you get your little coffee and I put one in here. So you can see basically this is what you get at the store. Yeah, this is what you get at a cafeteria, and this is what you get when you come and cook with Candela. So there you go, Cuban coffee. Buen provecho. Boy, that thing's good. And it's just like Mama used to make. Now, remember to like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep on getting, whenever we do new videos, you'll be getting them. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at cookingwithcandela@gmail.com. cookingwithcandela@gmail.com. Till next time, buen provecho.